Guys, we're back with another episode on Ali's Outdoor Adventure. Today we got something a little bit different. We got one of my friend's bike here. I believe it's pronounced Evoque, and this is a 150 dirt bike. As of now, it does not run. The wheel, the spindle was damaged. I did fix that for him before, and then we noticed the chain was bent. I'm not sure if the camera can show that, but it's bent like this, and of course he couldn't get it started, so we're gonna help him out to get it running. So first thing first, I noticed the wheels are soft. So as you can see here, front wheels, back wheels soft, front is soft. We're gonna get some air in there and we'll see what we need to do. Most likely fresh fuel and probably a new carb. Stay tuned. We're just pumping some air in there quickly, the back, then we'll do the front. The back one is good. Now we're just gonna pump some air in the front. I'm gonna check for some fuel. Pretty sure they had fuel, I'm not sure if it's good. That's weird. There is fuel. There's a little bit of fuel. And it smells alright. It doesn't smell too bad. That is good. And the carburetor, we know it's not working, but we're gonna try to show what's going on. Put it on. I did check the oil. There is oil in here. Just show you guys. Dipstick is full all the way. Hopefully we get it running. We will be changing the oil as well, but we must get it running first. Gas is on, but I don't see gas going in the filter. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fill up the tank a little bit more, put some more gas in there. Okay, I got my gas can, and this is high test fuel. It's always best to get 0 ethanol to put in your dirt bikes and stuff like that, small engines. Just makes it work a whole lot better, and when it sits for a little bit, it still works. Just gonna give it a little bit more. Okay, got about half tank. Now we're gonna check the carburetor, see what's going on. On the other side, the filter doesn't look like it's full, so I'm gonna go over here. Just gonna drop this down. Not sure if you can see, the fuel filter looks kind of empty, and you can see here the gas is on, so we're gonna have to slip this off to see what's going on. Maybe the needle is just stuck, the float is stuck in there, so let me get a screwdriver or pliers to pull that off. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna shut off the gas here on the petcock. We'll turn it off, and what we want to do is to slip this off somewhere on the fuel line before the carburetor to see if gas is actually running in. It's not going to the carb. So just gonna put this here, and I'm gonna open this slowly and see if it's coming on. And we can see gas is coming out. So gas is coming through the line, but for some reason when it's on here, it doesn't want to flow, which is telling me the carburetor, the bowl is stuck. So we're gonna tap it gently and see if we can get it open. If not, we'll have to just open it up. And if the tapping works, what will happen, you'll see fuel start filling up the fuel filter. So I'm gonna try that for a little bit more. we can see the filter is still empty. So we'll shut this back off and we'll just have to pull the carburetor off. So for the carburetor, we will obviously need to disconnect the gas line, and there's one bolt here and one on the other side, which looks like just two 10mm bolts. So I'll get my wrench, 10mm, and we're gonna start with that 10mm and disconnect the gas line. And then of course we have to disconnect the this part here for the throttle. And he did mention that this one has too much play going forward. Should be zero play there, should be here, and when you turn just give gas. So we'll sort out all of that. All right, okay, I'm gonna start on this side because the camera is already here, and just regular lefty loosey kind of deal here, and the nut is on the other side there. Not sure if you can see it, but I'm gonna work it. I'm not gonna move the camera. Hopefully you guys can see it, but it's only 2 bolts on there. You can't really miss it. If you can't figure that out, you shouldn't be working on your bike. One there, one here. Just loosen up that. You could take the air filter if you want, but this bike, it looks like it has enough room for leaving it on and take the whole thing out. Which for me, I'm just worried about the just the float. I'm gonna see if I can just pull out the bottom, the carb bowl, and hopefully sort it out right there. Hopefully it's not too bad and it's just a stuck needle. So let's see. So I got the one nut off already on the other side. I'm just gonna pull this one off. I'm surprised, the threads are pretty clean, but still it doesn't want to just run out. Just coming out. Okay. Well, we got the 2 nuts off. Okay, I'm gonna leave the gas line on, try to slip this out, and hopefully our air filter would allow us to do that. Okay, it did. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab a bowl of some sort and put it under here, because I'm gonna try, oh, and we're busted. Look at that. First of all, there's stinky gas in there, but unfortunately they made this carburetor that you cannot rebuild them. So I'll show you what I mean. So let me just pull this off, because I don't want gas leaking on my driveway here. Just gonna slip this off here. Yeah, you can see the bottom, how green it is there. That's from bad gas sitting in there. Pretty sure I shut it off here, so I'm gonna slip off the gas hose there. Just keep it up. So I have the carburetor here. Let me put it on the bowl and then we'll set up the camera. Okay guys, so we're back. Now the carburetor, honestly, I don't think the carburetor is like totally gone, but normally the bowl, normally there's 3 screws, as you can see there. It is riveted on, or maybe some sort of threaded, but it's not something you can open anymore. So 1, 2, 3. Normally you can pop these off, take out this bowl, and you might be able to like do something like clean the carbs or the jets, but we cannot do that on this one. I'm sure you can probably pre-drill this and whatever and have it out and maybe use a bolt or nut. We don't have the time for all of that, and sometimes you can't even get these Chinese bike carb to work good after it was stuck, you know, build up carbon and whatever. So what I'm gonna do, I do think I have a spare carb. I'm gonna bring it, see if I can find it, and see if we can match it up. Okay, we are back, and I had bought this carburetor here, and this one was supposed to be an upgraded carb for one of another Chinese bike that I had bought, and it was supposed to be like a performance one of some sort, so bigger jets and whatever. So even this one that they sell, you can see on the bottom it has screws that you can unscrew and take off the bolt, you know, the bowl, and clean the carb or whatever. But this is the other one. Based on what it looks like it may match up perfect. The choke mechanism is a little bit different, but it should work. So what I'm gonna do, this carburetor came with a whole kit with air filter as well. I'm not sure if that's gonna work. If it doesn't, we can always clean this up, but it is a little bit dirty. But let's try to see if we can get this one on and if we can get that going. All right, so first thing, let's take this off. See if we can get that throttle to work on this. Just gonna pop this out. Yeah, shaking nice in there. This, yeah, wow, that's a huge difference. I didn't even notice, but this here is very wide. Normally most bike it's like a fine tiny one. I'm not sure if that's normal, but it's very wide here. Even on the other one here, you can see the tip is much skinny. Hopefully that's how it is, and it's not broken. I don't think it's broken, it's brand new. But I guess we start off with here. I'm pretty sure it's gonna bolt up, but what I would want to do is slip off this stuff here so we can use the cable back, which we're gonna compress this spring, push the cable forward and slip it through there. So that's the old one, and we can't just put the new one on because not only the spring, but we also have to change this part out because the threads may be different. So let's see if I can pull that like so. That's the old one, and I'll grab the new one. So it does have a rubber boot here. I'm not sure if I should put it with the boots. Let's try it and see. It's a double boot now. Maybe I take out this new one boots. That one is a little bit bigger, that's on the bike, so maybe we can reuse this one. Yeah, that'll work. Should slide on there, no problem. Okay, so we got that on. Then there's like a little washer, a rubber washer. Put this back on there. And then we have the new spring, which is a little bit skinnier than the other one. We'll pop that on. And of course this is our new not sure what this part is called. Okay, pop that on, and voila, we got that. And it should, you know, right now we actually eliminate, right now look, you cannot push it forward, you can only go back, which is good. That already fixed one problem, so we're looking good. Now we got the carb. There is one gasket on here, as you can see. There is a gasket there, so we're gonna slip this on. And let me just stand here so we have some space to work. Hopefully you guys can see, like so. So I guess I'll put my gas line back on. So gas line goes in on the top right there, pretty straightforward. And we'll slip this on. Actually, the overflow gas line here, I'm gonna pull on the old carb, the old hose on that, which is this. I'm gonna just pull out this old hose. That's for the overflow if it gets too filled up. Oh, and it's too loose. Maybe if we reverse it, it's still too loose, so we'll have to get a different line. This one is a little bit too big. Okay, we'll have to find some for that. Not really a big deal. because it just leaks gas on the ground anyways. Even though it's longer, it would just drip out here rather than down here, so shouldn't be dripping gas at all. But anyways, we got our 210 bolts. I'm gonna put this on, one here, one on the other side. That's a really snug fit over here. See, this one goes in good. This one here is a little bit tight, so use the wrench, put it in. Oh, okay guys, so this side is fairly easy to tighten up the bolt. The other side, the carburetor has a little bit of a difference, but the bolt pattern is correct, but it's a little bit tight on that side to tighten it, which is, I'll show you right now. So on this side here, the choke is kind of right here where the nut is. So okay, so the choke is still fully functional, but we gotta tighten this. It doesn't want to tight like the normal way, is you gotta do like a quarter turn until it's fully tight. So we got it there, so that will be choke most likely, and that will be off. We'll figure it out as we go. That should be it. So just check back the carb tension here. Yeah, that's tight enough. Now we'll have to check on here. Can't really see this going here. Let's check this. So let's go to the engine. I guess the pan is on. That's it. Okay. Okay. There we go. So on this thing here, just to make sure that there's a little slot to fit on. If not, what's going to happen is it's not going to go all the way down. You gotta make sure that's like in the slot and it will seat all the way down. And then tighten this now. It's very easy, but these threads are very soft. Be careful with that. Just gonna tighten this with my hand. That's what I normally do, and it's always seems to be fine. That's that. Make sure a rubber boot comes and cover over here good, so that water or something doesn't get in there. And as of now, we got fuel should go in there. The air filter did come with this performance one. I might try to put this on right now. But this looks a little bit big, but let's see, we can slip this on. Maybe it will loosen this a little bit more. But we'll get my screwdriver. Just gonna loosen up this a little bit. Then try to slide this bad boy in here. No. Try to tighten this. There we go. Should be all good. They still have a little play on this. We'll have to still sort that out. But as of now, we should be able to fire this thing up, to be honest. So let me put the gas back on. And what I want to see is the filter. So you see here, you can see the fuel running in the filter here like that, which is telling me it's going in the carb. Let's hope that it doesn't come out the bottom and overflow. But what we're gonna do now is basically try to start it. That's all we can do. But honestly, it should work. I don't see why it wouldn't work. But comment down below what you think, if it will work or it wouldn't work. Also, comment down below how much kick you think it'll take. And let's see. So the gas, it looked like it stopped running from the filter, so that means the carb bowl is full. We're gonna make sure our ignition is on. Key ignition on. Make sure this ignition is on here too. There's an off on. And maybe I'll try one kick without no choke, just to see what it's doing. All right, I think probably two to 3 kicks, just because I'm not putting on choke the first time. So let's see. 1, 2. Okay, I'm gonna put the choke on. Okay, 3 kicks, we got it fired up. All right, let's put the choke back on and see what's going on. Looks like it needs to choke a little bit. Let's leave the choke on, maybe it needs to warm up a bit. So I'm not sure what you're gonna call that. Is it 3 kicks or 4 kicks? We did got it fired up at 3, but 4 now she's running. But the throttle here still have this going powered. So what I'm gonna do, we'll try to adjust that right now. Okay, we're gonna fire it up and we're gonna put back the choke on because she wants to be running with the choke. She was trying to run with the choke. Quarter turn, and she seems like she wants to stay on running, but let's give it a little bit more. Oh, a little bit more is too much. Let's see. Okay. This adjustment, it's taking up the throttle, but she's running a little bit weird when it's on there. I wonder if the bike needs to warm up. That's why. Fire it up and see if we can get it to idle and see how she behaves. Problem and got the spindle all bent up. So we did got the spindle put on. Now I think he bought the new chain, and I got the new chain with me.